Good morning. Welcome back to the Retirement Report. I'm Hank Parrott, your host, and with me a good friend and special guest, Jack McCann with McCann and Hubbard over in the Cool Springs area. Now, one of the things that we talked a little bit about, and I'm going to spend just a brief time with, is that about conservatorship, Jack. And this is one of those areas with a trust. We talk about, not being able to access retirement accounts, why the power of attorney is important, but also administering through periods of incapacity. People don't recognize, I guess, understanding what does it mean to go in and have to be appointed conservator of someone.
Yeah, it's a very cumbersome process. So we talked about probate earlier, where we're dealing with creditors and retitling of assets when somebody passes away. Well, conservatorship is kind of like probate while someone's still alive. You have to go in and petition the court to become in charge of that person's estate. We usually do this only when somebody has dementia or Alzheimer's and is no longer able to manage their own affairs. And unfortunately, that's what we have to do when they haven't done an estate plan. So, people think, well, I'm too young, I don't need to worry about that. Well, maybe you're young today, but there's going to become a point where you're not so young, or a car accident or something else. So the best time to do a good plan is when nothing's going wrong.
Yeah.
Get your plan put into place, and I like to be able to tell people, take this home, read it through, and if you find anything that you want to change, call me up. We can change it quickly.
Retirement accounts is one of those areas. I mean, just because you're married doesn't mean your spouse can just go in and get into those accounts. They can't. And if they don't have power of attorney, for instance, or other issues that we talked about with the trust planning that can come into play, they're going to have to go to court. Imagine going to court to be appointed conservator of your family stuff, right? And then having need of an attorney, thousands of dollars spent, potentially weeks or months in getting it done, and then having to report to the court every year what you're doing with your money. Yeah. So this can all be avoided with good planning. One of the things we've talked about, just like with these market and the uncertainty, this is a good time to revisit your plans and make sure everything, in fact, is done correctly. Best time, sometimes this brings everything to the forefront for us, and we get away from the everyday stuff, and we get focused on some of these events like the coronavirus right now certainly has everyone's attention. Well, it's a good time to revisit. What about my planning? What have I done here? This would be a good time to take a look at that, get in and have a review done. Call my office. Get in. If you've got a good advisor, go see him. Review that. If not, come see us. Hope this has been helpful for you this week, and I hope you'll join us here each and every week on the Retirement Report.